There are no mountains here. There is no sea or beach with sand between your toes. Yet, over 640,000 people live here. Why? Because of an idea of freedom. This is Oklahoma, and you are watching Chefs and Realtors.
Something that's really special about 8309 Greystone is the thought and intention that went behind planning it. The kitchen is amazing. It's my favorite part of the house. We worked with a local architect, Brent Gibson Design. I was part of the process from start to finish. So the enclosed space is really special because it allows you to have the feeling of a big, grand, open space, but you're able to hide your mess. So this house is really great for entertaining. You could have easily 20 to 30 people in here. It's a grand, great room.
So one of the things that I really like about this house in particular is not only is it open on the inside, but it's an easy transition from indoor to outdoor living. As you can see, we have two huge sliding glass doors that lead to a very big back porch that is covered. So you can go out there and have your barbecues and do all that. But it also has room enough for a pool, a hot tub, all that good stuff. And we have an 8-foot privacy fence out there as well. So you're not going to see your neighbors. So after a long day at work and you really just want to get away from the world, you can come in and just really enjoy your private oasis that you have in your backyard.
Something else that we intentionally thought of when designing Greystone was we wanted to bring a contemporary fun element into the city. It was already here, but we wanted to embellish it. We wanted to do it perfect. This house is modern and bright and white. This style is something you might see in California, even Dallas, Austin, and these homes are found right in the middle of Oklahoma City. If you just look through the neighborhoods, you'll find so much style and creativity and beauty. And I mean, I have chills talking about it right now. It's amazing to see what the Midwest really does have to offer. Oklahoma City is not what you would expect.
Hi, well, I'm Joe Jungmann, and welcome to our restaurant here in Oklahoma City.
Joe Jungmann is a serial entrepreneur in Oklahoma City, responsible for several of the well-known restaurants.
Excited to show you guys a couple things and walk you around the restaurant, and then later on introduce you to one of our chefs and watch him do some cooking. If you listen quietly, we try not to make this too big, you hear the sound of Mr. Rogers. And Mr. Rogers is a theme that we go with here at Hopscotch. You'll hear it here in the bathroom and in the bathrooms. We have curtains of Mr. Rogers and a street light, and we also sell Heineken beer. And Heineken is the beer made in the city that Mr. Rogers was born. So we sort of have a fun little running theme with that. So come on in. Immediately you'll see a big bar area with pool tables, dartboards, and then behind the dartboards we have golden tea and a bowling game. There's about 11 TVs in here and sort of makes it a little more festive. We watch some sports, but we also watch some other programs. This is our private room. Take a look around here. We've seen about 40 people in here. Now our setup here it's for kids and adults, but after 8 o'clock, after 8 p.m., we just go to adults. And that's where this becomes more of a bar setting. Prior to 8 o'clock, this is my area. We seat under 21. So there's 9 tables in here. And from here on out, we can go to back to the kitchen. Come on back and let you guys go around and meet Chef Jason Hills.
Chef Jason Hill's attention to detail and flavor have made his recipes known around the city.
We're in this gorgeous home today, and I'm going to show you how to cook off a perfect coffee crusted lamb rack for that awesome, amazing party that you're going to do in this home. Let's get into it. So right here I've got a trimmed out, Frenched, beautiful New Zealand lamb rack. We're just gonna do about half of it today. And this is gonna be our coffee crust. I've got just your regular old grind coffee, some cracked black pepper and kosher salt. I'm just going to season that liberally. We want to get a nice crust on this big guy. Big flavors. And again, if you're having a party like this, you're thinking wine, the perfect wine is what you're gonna use in the sauce. We're gonna pair this with a red wine demi-glace. So whatever Merlot, Cab Sauv, Shiraz, it's gonna be perfect with it. Let's move to the stove real quick. So I've got a preheated pan, it's been about 2 minutes. Put a little beautiful olive oil in there. Let it get nice and toasty. Then we're gonna sear this bad boy fat side down. We're gonna go about 2 minutes on each side, guys. We're looking for a perfect mid-rare to medium. We want about 130 to 134 degrees internal temperature. Get this out of the way. And with our dinner party tonight, so this is gonna be our main entree. We're gonna serve that with our smoked cheddar au gratin potatoes. And again, finish with that red wine demi-glace. But if you're having a dinner party, you gotta have an appetizer. What's better than that than mussels? Again, we're talking wine, we're talking lamb, we're talking this gorgeous house. We've got marble, we've got views, we've got sunlight coming in. Let's have a good time with this, guys. So what we're looking for on our lamb, we're doing about 1.5 to 2 minutes per side. So I'm gonna let this go for about another 1.5 minutes, and we're just gonna pop it in this gorgeous oven for about 7 to 10 minutes, just to bring it up to about that 130 degrees so we can let it rest and make it beautiful. Again, back to that appetizer we're gonna do. So starting in a decently hot pan, I'm gonna start with just a little bit of oil. Again, extra virgin if you got it. If not, whatever you got on hand will work. So we're gonna start with a little brunoise of shallot. Adds a little bit of sweetness. Get that rolling. Just until they're just about translucent. Takes about 1.5 minutes. Look at that. Got a nice beautiful crust on our lamb. We're gonna go ahead and pop it in this beautiful oven for about 7 to 10 minutes, guys. Go ahead and pop in our au gratin potatoes to go with said lamb. All right, now look at this. We've got our shallots just about translucent. We're gonna add a little bit of fresh tomato, bromas, rough chop. Let that go. And while that's breaking down, I'm gonna go ahead and break down some basil, fresh herbs, a little white wine and butter. As the French say, can't get better than that, guys. This is gonna go with so we're gonna add our green mussels, about 1 pound, washed, clean, ready to go. White wine, again, whatever you have on hand, whatever you're drinking. Rosé works as well. I'm gonna add that fresh basil I just shipping on. A little dried fresh herbs from the restaurant to make everything just come together and get that floral note. And of course, a knob of butter. We're gonna let that go for about 3 minutes. Let it all come together as we wait for our lamb. All right, perfect. And back to these beautiful mussels that are opening nicely. Again, we've got some shallots, a little bit of garlic, some fresh basil in there, white wine, a little bit of butter. They're opening perfectly nice and supple. I'm gonna finish this with a little bit of heavy cream, just to reduce that a little bit. And then again, finish it with more butter. Can't go wrong, right? As this is finishing up, we're gonna go ahead and check our au gratin potatoes, which should be perfect at temp. Oh yeah, starting to sizzle just a little bit. That cheese is starting to seep through. You can see each layer looking gorgeous with that smoked Gouda and Parmesan. And about this time, we're gonna pull out our lamb and let it rest. So the kicker, especially with pan searing and roasting meats, you want them to rest a good 5 to 7 minutes, just to let all the juices disperse throughout the piece of meat. Because as soon as you cut into it, they're just gonna run everywhere. We don't want that. We don't want them to stay inside. We want it moist, we want it juicy. Again, this is for a dinner party. You want to impress your guests. You've got this gorgeous kitchen, this amazing house. The food has to match. So give it time. Don't rush things. As this is reducing, we'll go ahead and start to plate for our lamb. I'm gonna go ahead and take our gratin potatoes. As we do at the restaurant, we're just gonna place this directly in the center as our centerpiece. So when I cut the lamb, it gives it something to rest up against. We'll pull this out of the pan onto the cutting board. We'll give it just a few more minutes just to rest. Hopefully, a nice, beautiful, mid-rare, bordering on medium. Perfect. At this moment, we're gonna go ahead and plate our mussels. Just a nice big serving dish. I would serve this with some crusty bread, a nice beer, a bottle of rosé. Again, whatever you're in the mood for. Wine accompanies all meals, and a good friend of mine once said, there are no rules against wine. You like what you like. Some nice crusty bread, the perfect appetizer. Make your guests happy while you come back and plate the lamb. So here we are with our lamb. We've let it rest about 4 to 5 minutes. So we're just gonna flip it over. We're gonna go right down the center of each bone, trying to get a nice, beautiful slice. Ah, that is a perfect mid-rare right there, guys. Look at that. You can smell the coffee crust coming off of it. Very earthy. Again, New Zealand lamb. It's got a little more pungent flavor. They finish it, it's grass-fed, finished on grass, as opposed to American lamb, which is finished on grain. So now we're just going to plate this up. Again, around our potato au gratin, and finish with our beautiful, beautiful house-made red wine demi-glace. And that's it, guys. We got mussels, we got lamb, potato au gratin. I'm Chef Jason Hill, representing Hopscotch, Oklahoma City. Have a great night.